What's up, HRJ? What's up, Bearded? Fecker, what's going on? Hot Tamale, how's it going? What's up, Gear? What's up, Camarales? Furniture Guy, how's it going? Quick Smoker, what's up, my man? Good evening, Barb. Don't know Crypto, good to see you, man. What's up, Mark? To the moon. J Rock, what's going on? Bull Runner, Async. What's up, guys? How was you guys' weekend? My weekend was great, man. Thanks for asking. We'll get into that, Barb. What's up, Hugh? What's up, Kyle? We got some exciting price action here on Weekly Open. What's up, Jake? All right, cool. Let's get into this, guys. Yeah, government shutdown ending. That could be cool. All right, so what have we done since our last stream on Tuesday or on Thursday? So one thing that we were talking about last week was the possibility of this accumulation model at the lows. So congratulations to everyone who took the long here. You hit the final take profit here if you left a runner. That's fine. Just make sure you have your stop at entry here. If we come all the way back down here, we're likely going to sweep it. So you would kind of want to leave your stop there if you're leaving a runner here. Let me change the music. Music's loud. Okay. Oops. Okay, so we had our accumulation here. We had our first hit here. We had our second hit. And then we had our third bounce off the order block here and kind of a larger accumulation model. Now, we had our creek here, and we just did our jump across the creek, and now we're in the middle of our SOS here. This is generally pretty bullish. Now we still have a lot of structure to break on the higher time frame, so it is still guilty until proven innocent. But we know that we were very overextended to the downside, and now we have pumped up, creating some nice opportunities for some bullish crosses on our EMAs. There's a couple levels that I'm interested here. So obviously with this SOS here, we would expect some sort of backup phase here. There's a couple areas that I'm looking for in this backup phase. The first is kind of this 103,500 level. It's also kind of a retest of this downtrending momentum. This is just the 1 hour momentum from the highs here. This is just your downtrending 1 hour momentum that we've broken out of. Now, last week we were talking about this break of the 30-minute high here as kind of the first clue that we could see some upward price action, which we have gotten now. If we look at our 30-minute, we have broken here. Conveniently, we also set a 30-minute strong low here after breaking the high. So we do have a little bit of structure here. So if we do end up having a deeper pullback into kind of this untapped demand here, it would give us some higher time frame confluence to break down here. So if we did something like this and broke 30-minute, it would be a lot easier for us to take longs on kind of a higher confluence signal. There was a little bit of a clue here. So I was looking at these two SFPs here on the 30-minute structure. And then if we broke this low, I was a little interested in the short. One thing that I did see, though, is the 45-minute closing above here, which gave me a little bit of a pause. And that ended up giving us the true direction here. So remember, always go in line with your higher time frames. Now, we are rejecting off of our 886 on the 1 hour. If you're bullish, you really want to see us break above 107.6. 107.6 is your 1 hour high. So even though we've broken the 30 and 45-minute bullish, our 1 hour plus is still bearish. So definitely there are some great signs with this accumulation model, but just as we saw kind of in this move down here, you can get a lot of accumulation models and then SOS and just fail, right? Accumulation model here, come back up to golden pocket, fail, right? So when bigger time frames are bearish, we still do have to heed some warning signs here. Now, there's no real trouble here until we break 104,000. Basically, that would break your 30-minute back bearish, which would align your 30-minute back with your 1 hour and other time frames. So if you're really bullish, you kind of want to see this 1 hour break here first, something like this, and then come back for some sort of mitigation, right? That would be really nice because that would kind of give you a higher time frame confluence to be bullish. If we do break this level on the 30-minute, then you do have to keep in mind that your 30-minute plus is bearish again. You have a 1 hour weak low down here. So until we kind of re-break that 30-minute bullish, you should be expecting continuation to the downside. Just being aware of this retest of the creek here around like 102,400. That's going to be a really high confluence level. If we came down here Monday, it looks like it would also be a retest of this downtrending momentum, which would be really nice. Did anyone hold their long from down here? Is anyone still long from down here? Throw one in the chat. If not, don't worry. We'll get new trades today. We have external structure again finally. So like last week was so much easier to trade because we had external structure. Caught 2 longs from the bottom. And happy to get back into this week trading as well. A couple things to still be aware of. So if we look at our weekly time frame here. Let me pull up a different chart here. Okay. This will work. Let's kind of delete all the stuff in here. Okay. So one thing to be aware of is we have broken our daily structure bearish. Or sorry, not daily, our weekly structure bearish. So we had our bearish SFP here. And now with this close here, we have broken bearish on the weekly. Now, one thing that we still have going for us is that we did close within the range deviation level, kind of 102,500. So if we do kind of start to get some bullish structure here, we can look to get some upside here. However, we do have to be very careful of a rejection off the lows of the range here. So that level that I'm kind of looking at is like 107,200, 107,250. This previous lows of the range, that would be kind of like your range, initiation, mitigation, continuation. That could take us down to like this 98K level. Interestingly, when we're looking at our 1 hour structure here, we know that our 1 hour strong high is right here, 107,700. It's going to depend. If you're looking at Bybit chart, it might be a little different, right? So if we do come up here, like let's say we close this, did we already get two? Yeah, we got two bearish candles on the 30-minute. So let's say that we come up here and reject off this previous level around here, around like 107,200. If we do that and then we break some 30-minute structure out of there, that could be kind of your first warning sign. We have a lot of liquidity in this strong move up that we can take if we start to lose momentum. So if we reject off 107,200, if this is going to be a weekly impulse down, that could kind of be one of the areas that I would expect to reject from. So just something to definitely be aware of. Around 107,250. Now, another level to be aware of, if we do get continued upside here, is we do have our 4 hour golden pocket. So, yeah, 0.5 is around 107,682. So, another thing just before we move on, watch for an SFP of 107,700 as well. So, if on the 1 hour we come up and SFP this, and then you get like a 15-minute structure break after the SFP, that would be kind of similar to when we got this 4 hour SFP and then a 1 hour break of structure. If we get a 1 hour SFP and then like a 15-minute break of structure, that could also set up for some nice shorts. Another level to look at on your 4 hour is going to be this golden pocket. All right, so this is your 4 hour golden pocket level. Now, this is an interesting level to me because it also lines up with kind of this previous supply area here. And you could get a little more specific with this, right? So we know that this is our supply. But more specifically, we know that this is our untested 4 hour order block. Right? So there's a lot of confluence up here around like 109, 110. So definitely a level to like set an alert at. 109, 300. If we get, now interestingly, with the 1 hour, if we do come up here, it would be a break of structure on the 1 hour. So if we do that, hit this box, and then, you know, break like the 30-minute or 1 hour back bearish, that's when you could look for like a swing short to come down here. That would be a really nice level. Golden pocket rejection of the 4 hour trend. But we'll have to wait and see what we get. Now, where is the level where we can start to get bullish for all-time highs again? Since we didn't sweep this low, we still need to break 116 to break our daily structure. So we're currently in this downtrend on the daily after the break of structure here. We've set a low, so we've had our chotch, right? And then we've had our break of structure. So this is also, I mean, I measured 4 hour. This is also your daily golden pocket. Kind of this 109, 700 level. Very high confluence level for shorts. What if we take our daily momentum here? So if we hit this level today, or tomorrow, it would also be confluence with this daily downtrend here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put a big old sell box here, right? So this is going to be the area where we have tons of confluence to sell at, right? So if we get structure breaks up here, you should definitely be aware of that. If there's two areas I see on the chart where, man, look at this daily downtrending momentum right through our key level. A lot of confluence up here, boys. So it's kind of 107, 200 is what I'm looking for, and then 110. If we break through 110, the last area for us to break through is kind of this 113 area. If we get through 113, then I don't see us having much trouble coming back up to this high. But a prepared trader is a profitable trader. We know that the 4 hour is bearish. We know that the daily is bearish. We know that the weekly is bearish. So definitely be very prepared at these levels. We'll kind of leave this Coinbase kind of prediction chart here. Just see what happens. But yeah, the pump's nice. We're getting an SOS out of accumulation. If we come back down, we could take some nice longs with some good RR up to here, right? If we get some nice structure breaks down here. But it's just not time to get ahead of ourselves yet. There's still a lot of work to be done. Oh, is that a spider line as well? Yeah. Yeah, man. Kind of rejecting from a little one right now. Yeah, so a lot of reasons to be worried up here around 110. 102, 107, 250, and 110. Just don't want to get you guys overly optimistic, right? We're still in a downtrend. We haven't even broke our daily downtrending momentum yet. So just be careful out there, guys. And don't be like this hitting here and rejecting down. I mean, it's not necessarily a bad thing, right? Because if we do that, we have a lot of support down here in this region. By the time we get up here, everyone will have forgotten about this kind of rising triple bottom liquidity. We never swept down here, and be super bullish before we break this downtrending momentum. And you know, you could get a nice short trade out of that. So definitely an area that I'm watching. Weekly structure breaking bearish, even though we're above the range deviation, is still, we should be leaning bearish. We should definitely be leaning bearish. Yeah, it would make sense to come retest here. Okay. Total swept the lows. Total's retesting previous supply here. Makes sense to have a little bit of resistance here. Let's look at our 1 hour. Still internal on the 1 hour. Actually, let's see, did we break? Yeah, still internal on the 1 hour. Strong high up here. Key support below us. Let's take our... Yeah, similar story. We got a daily order block on total up here. So yeah, we're getting some nice price action, but we just need to be careful. Let's check out USDT dominance. SFP on USDT dominance. Hitting some nice support here. Bullish cross, which is of course bearish for the rest of the market, right? A little bit of a bear div. How's our stock market looking? $50 EMA bounce. Golden pocket bounce. Wait. Golden pocket bounce here on the stock market. The level to watch on the stock market is going to be 6,500. I think we talked about this last week. If 6,500 breaks, then you have a downtrend on your daily. Right now, that's a pretty bullish candle here, gapping up. So you break 4 hour bearish here on your stock market, you fall off a cliff. Yeah, you want to see if we can push through this 50 EMA, and to get real traction here, you want to see it break above 68.37. That would be your clue that we're kind of back on. Right now, yeah, we got a lot of resistance above us. We got a daily order block 6,800. Stablecoin dominance, we can check that out too. See if we get anything different here. There's not a lot of history on this chart. Yeah, I mean, you just had there's not enough history on this for the weekly. One thing that does kind of look okay. So we were looking at. Why is my trend line not here? Oh, I'm on log. So we were kind of looking at this trend line on the gold pair here. And if we look at like the 4-hour, so we are trying to bounce here. We want to see a break of structure. Ooh, SFP. Yeah. Yeah, so you want to see a 4-hour close above here. That'll break the 4-hour back bearish after, or sorry, back bullish after this downtrend. Right now, we're still in a 4-hour downtrend on the gold pair. This would be kind of your first indication that we could be going higher. This sometimes front runs the USD pair break. We do still have our 12-hour break of structure here, which is nice. We're coming back down, kind of retest the demand where we started. A retest this weekly trend line from the lows, trying to hold it. I don't like this SFP. Maybe we can come back to this in an hour and 40 minutes, maybe to look a little bit better. But right now we're SFPing. It could bring us back down. You get any structure here at the highs? No, not really. Yeah, on your shorts, you want to wait, since we are under bullish 30-minute. You really want to wait for some sort of break back bearish, because this is strong momentum. This could just keep rising. We'll have to wait and see. So kind of what we were talking about last week with these EMAs is with this pull up, we have gotten some bullish crosses on the EMAs, which gives us some setups for some EMA trades here. Generally, like that does front run some bullish moves, right? When you're dumping a lot. But we can't get a fake out. Like obviously if they cross back bearish, wouldn't be good. Let's check our 1 hour. Some upward posturing for the first time in a while, which is nice. 2 hour, 200 EMA rejection. But yeah, those are kind of my levels for the immediate short term. It's like 107, 200, and then up here like 109.5, and then to the downside, I like 103.5, and I like 102.400. Let's see, if we stopped here, where would our golden pocket be? Yeah, kind of down here. So that's my levels to the upside to the downside. Still leaning bearish. We got some nice price action out of here. What would kind of make me feel a little bit better would be a 1 hour close above 107,700. All right, you guys have any other questions about Bitcoin? All right, throw a 1 in chat if you understand all the Bitcoin stuff. All right. I'm curious how last week was for you guys. Throw a 3 in chat if you made money last week. Throw a 4 in chat if you're down. Throw a 5 if you're break even. A lot of break evens. All right, break even's not bad. For a daily break of structure, we have to break 116,300. That's not only a break of structure on the Coinbase pair, but it's also a break of structure on the Bybit pair now, which is good. Just keep in mind the 1 hour plus is bearish right now, targeting these weak lows. We got a lot of liquidity in these weak lows. None of these swept, but we do have an accumulation model here, which is really nice. A retest of the creek would be great. Oh, yeah, we had some nice volume on the open, and then we're having some nice volume at these highs. We're just waiting for any structure breaks at this point. We may have to let it settle overnight. All right, if you guys have any altcoins you want me to look at, you can throw them in chat. We'll do some market perusing since we probably have some interesting setups to look at. All right, let's do ETH again. All right, so our 4 hour structure high is still up here at 42.80. Look at 1 hour. All right, so there's no structure in here. This kind of sideways consolidation. Our 1 hour high is sitting right here. All right, so ETH is a little closer to breaking 1 hour structure than Bitcoin is. However, at this point, all we've done is SFP the high. What would kind of be your indication that ETH is going to come back down? So if we break 35.53, right, because we have a valid low here, that would be kind of your first indication that ETH is going to come lower. Probably retest this decision block around 34.63 at least, and then we'll go from there. But if this doesn't break, you would just assume that we continue the upside, which would be really good for ETH because we'd break 1 hour structure. Oh, that's internal structure. ETH doesn't really have external 1 hour actually. Yeah, the 1 hour high is still. Let's see if it's different on this. Yeah, actually, that's still internal structure. So ETH's not as helpful. We still have to look for Bitcoin for external. If we look at the 30-minute here. Okay. Yeah, not really as helpful. So 15-minute is really all you're working with here on ETH. So still the same level. If 35.50 breaks, then we would expect further downside here. They give us an opportunity to come down and set some bullish structure to break back bullish. If you don't break 35.50, then you would just expect to continue to the upside. That wasn't as exciting as I hoped here. Let's look at Sol here. Okay. So Sol has a 3-hour high here. Okay, so Sol kind of gave you a clue. We broke 3-hour structure. This has external 3-hour, which is nice. We broke 3-hour structure here, kind of consolidated the highs, and now we're running, which is nice. That was 1-hour break too. Consolidate, push. Okay, so Sol has some nice structure. If we look at where our 4-hour golden pocket is, so we had our low here. About 187. We do have kind of some resistance, so we had previous lows here. We have some resistance around like 168, kind of where we're hitting now. If we break through that, it's pretty clear skies up to like, what is this, 178. And this would be kind of your first area of confluence for your short. I like the confluence between the 4-hour golden pocket and your 200 EMA around like 186. I like that level for structure breaks to the downside. But right now, yeah, you're under bullish 3-hour structure. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad. If you're gonna be bearish here, you're gonna look for an SFP into 168, close back below, and then break this bearish. You'll get a little JPAL pattern here. Could give you a short to come back to kind of some of these key areas. That's kind of the bearish setup I see. Otherwise, if you don't sweep this high, your low is sitting around like 163. But with this resistance here, it would be a lot, like your risk to reward's a lot better if you sweep this and then go. Ondo? Yeah, we can look at Ondo. Alright, yeah, this is still all internal structure here. We had a little bit of a breakout retest go here. Yeah, not much I can do with Ondo, with it all being internal structure. If we look at like, did we break 15-minute over here? Alright, so we do have 15-minute structure here. So you get this big move up. Where do we come to? Golden pocket. Front ran your golden pocket here. Underneath your 200. Gets saved on the 50. Yeah. So you have broken the high here. So now if you do sweep this, then you start to get local 15-minute structure. So if you sweep that and break down, that would be bearish. Otherwise, you can look to trade the 15-minute structure going up. That's kind of your only external time frame at this point. Ondo still got some more work to do. Yeah, because prior to making this high, your 15-minute low was all the way down here. So your 15-minute low now is down to like 63. So if you are looking at the 15-minute, you're looking at like a retest of 65. And then you're going to look for like 5-minute structure there. Otherwise, on the short side, you're looking for this to sweep up and then break structure down. Just, you can catch that little retrace there. Litecoin, is Litecoin pumping? Man. Okay, so there's a couple key areas on Litecoin to be aware of. The first is kind of this 115 area. If you make it through that, kind of your last little supply zone is going to be up here around 128. So if you're in a long on Litecoin, I'd look to take some profit around 115. Had an internal daily structure break. Man, this chart's just in like a giant trumpet pattern here. Kind of like a channel trumpet pattern here. Yeah, no real structure on Litecoin to speak of. Just kind of consolidating sideways after this dump. Not much I can give you on that. Still got some work to do. If you want to break some structure, you got to come above 136. Then you start to get kind of the bullish move that we've seen some of these other coins do. I know something that we can look at. Zcash was pumping over the weekend here. You can look at that. Okay, so last week we were kind of looking at Zcash back here. We were talking about how if 455 breaks, then we would expect it to come up here to around 500. It did way better than that. So this is an example of like what you look for when something's like looks really good. So kind of what we were talking about last week was you want to find coins where the 4 hours up, the weekly's up, and the daily's up, right? And whenever that happens, you know, the sky's the limit, right? Until 4 hour structure breaks, you're just looking for longs and you're just trading kind of 4 hour entries, whether it's this was an internal SFP or it's just the 4 hour structure golden pocket. Yeah, so we bounced from here. And we do have a week high above us, so we would expect it to come back to 762 to take that week high. Right now, your strong low on Zcash sits at like 380. So if you want to get bearish, if you break 380, that's when you would get concerning. Until then, I mean, this thing's doing extremely well. Golden pocket retest. Did we get 1 hour here? No, you didn't. Let's see, what's our active bearish time frame? So you break your 15-minute bearish here. Down you go. You break it back bullish here. And then you get a golden pocket, it looks like. Yeah, golden pocket retest, off to the races. We have had a bearish break here on the 15 minute, so we set a low here, take that high, and then we break back bearish here on the 15 minute. Come back up. Yeah, so it isn't a downtrend right now on the 15 minute, so you would expect a little bit of a pullback. It does create a little bit of an opportunity, so we would expect to attack these weak lows here. But when this breaks back bullish, that would align the 15-minute back with the 4 hour, back with the daily, and create an opportunity to long. I like this demand zone around like 550-ish. That would be kind of where I would be looking at, kind of sweep the liquidity in these lows. Otherwise, if you want to come attack these, if you break 670, you're back bullish on the 15-minute, and I wouldn't see much trouble attacking these highs. But right now it's bearish, so I'd hold off a little bit on Zcash, wait for the opportunity to present itself. X and O. Okay, nice. So this had some external structure here. So we got a nice little JPOW pattern at these lows to break your daily bullish. USFP, the daily here. Or you break bearish here and then re-break bullish. Altcoin shenanigans. But this is one of those coins that since the dump here, it did break structure here. So this broke. So if you're looking for a coin that's going to recover, like let's look at some examples, right? So X and O, right? You break your daily structure back bullish, you mitigate, and you get, wow, look at that mitigation. Beautiful mitigation. You mitigate, and then you're off to the races. This is kind of what, if you want to see if your coin's going to recover, like you don't want to be looking at the coins that have done all of the same pattern, right? They all kind of look like this. This right here, this looks like shit, right? If you want to be longing stuff that's going to be running counter to Bitcoin, you want to look at the things that have broken structure on the daily and are kind of getting their run here. Now, Bull Runner, are you currently long on this coin, or what are you looking at on XNO? So I can help you a little bit better. You're long from 90. Man, nice. You got in on the mitigation here. All right, so here's what I can tell you, bro. So you've swept the high here on your 4 hour. So if you come up and break 130, that'll be a bullish break of structure on the 4 hour. Oh, you didn't set a low here though. What about on the 3 hour? Okay, you did on the 3 hour. Oh man, look at that golden pocket trade. Okay. So if you come and break 130, you can safely move your stop loss below 104 here, and you can just let that baby ride. And then what I would do is I would trail your stop loss up with 4 hour structure. Are you looking to hold this trade for a while? If you're looking to hold it, that's the play I would do. Because right now you're strong low on your 4 hours down here at 75 cents. So you could go stop loss to entry for now if you've already taken some profit at this high. And then if this breaks, you can just let this bad boy run. Yeah. So I would wait for 130 to break, and then I would set your stop loss beneath like 105. And at that point, you should be chilling. Because your 4 hours bullish, your daily's bullish. What about your weekly? Man, you could get a little bit of a runner here. Your weekly range deviated the low. It did technically close bearish, but your daily and your 4 hour are bullish. Yeah. I think you got some potential here to have a runner on your hands. I think 160 is possible on this. But yeah, I'd wait for 130 to break, and then I'd move my stop loss here, and then I'd look to take profit, take like half out at 160. Can you draw a fib on the 4 hour? I want to see where you would place it. Yeah. So with this new high created here, your 4 hour fib is going to be at like 96 bucks. Confluence with this kind of demand zone here hasn't really been mitigated yet. Yeah. Golden pocket's around 96 cents. I bought $4 grand worth of Sol over the last 3 weeks. See if I can double up. Let's look at Sol. So Sol did have a three hour break of structure, which is good. It's off to a good start here. If you want to double up, you have a daily break of structure at 211 right now. If that breaks, I see no problem why you couldn't come to 253 and higher. You've kind of mitigated all of your resistance on the way up. You have a little bit of resistance at 217. Yeah, if you break 211, you're looking good for a double up. Until then, you're under bullish 3 hour structure. If you lose 144, look out because you're back bearish on the 4 hour and other time frames, and we would expect to come lower. So as long as you hold 146, you're under bullish 3 hour structure, you're looking okay. I mean, if you want this thing to run, I mean, you want to see some, yeah. See how that kind of lines up with the same level? You got to get back above 200 bucks. But in the short term, you're bullish on the 3 hour. Yeah, I could see the same thing with Bitcoin. Like we could see a mitigation and then continuation. But it's looking okay right now. So we already looked at USDT dominance towards the start of the stream spike. So you may have to go back and look at that. All right, I think that's all the altcoins. So let's check out Bitcoin again here. Hasn't really moved since the start of the stream. All right, guys. Well, if you did join in late, because I know a lot of you guys joined in late, make sure you do go back and watch like the first 15, 20 minutes. That's where we cover all the Bitcoin stuff. It's going to set you up really nice for the week. But I think we've done it. I want to say a big thank you to all you guys. We just got monetized on YouTube. That's awesome. It's been a crazy journey with you guys, doing these streams every day for the past 6 months. Appreciate all the new people showing up. Especially all you guys who post profit logs. That's why I do this. I love to see you guys winning. We had an absolutely killer week last week. We longed here, and then we longed again here. Awesome. Hopefully we'll kill it again this week, guys. As always. Oh, wait. If you're not in the free Discord here, make sure you join the free Discord. That's where we talk about price action, where the signals are, things like that. So make sure you join the free learning Discord. All right, but that's pretty much it, guys. If you're new here, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell, hang out with us. Check out the market structure course on the YouTube channel. As always, my name is Wave Cipher. Much love. Trade safe. Wave Cipher out. See you guys tomorrow.